Hello all. In this session, we will solve two problems on house rent allowance, which is covered under section 10, subsection 13A of the Income Tax Act of 1961. I don't think I need to specify the rules. The rules are already mentioned in the PPT as given in the previous session, and also the session preceding this one where I have solved problem on house rent allowance. Let's read this particular problem now. Mr. Vinay is a manager in a company in Delhi. His basic salary as on 1st April 2019 was rupees 18,000 per month. He receives a Dearness Pay of rupees 250 per month, of which 200 is included for retirement benefits, or it is paid under the terms of employment. Dns Allowance at 20% of basic, and of that 40% paid under the terms of employment. House rent allowance is 3,800 per month. He pays a rent of rupees 4,500 for this house, and medical allowance of rupees 200 per month. During the year, he achieved a turnover sales of rupees 10 lakh, on which he is entitled to a commission of 1%. So we need to find his taxable HRA for the assessment year 2021. So before we proceed for finding out the taxable HRA of Mr. Vinay, let's do a little note on as far as calculation is concerned. So I record solution, I write note. The relevant period is 12 months. So you can write the first note. Nowhere it is mentioned that is shifting to his own house. So relevant period in the problem is 12 months. Second, what is his salary for HRA? Salary for HRA would include basic plus DA, that is with conditions, plus commission as a percentage of turnover. Let's record the basic. How much is his basic pay? It is given that his basic salary for the previous year 1920 is 18,000. So we record 18,000 into 12. Remember, the relevant period in the problem is 12 months. So we take 18,000 into 12, which works out to 2,16,000. Then we have Dearness Pay in this particular problem. It is given that the Dearness Pay is rupees 250 per month, of which 200 is included for retirement benefit. So we will be taking only how much is included for retirement benefit. So 200 into 12 will work out to 2,400. Then we take Dearness Allowance. Dearness Allowance. What is Dearness Allowance? What is the rule? It says we take 20% of basic. So basic salary is 2,16,000. Of that 20% will give you the DA amount. And of the DA, how much? Only 40% is included for retirement benefit. So only 40% is included for retirement benefits. So this number 2,16,000 into 20% into 40%, which work out to 17,280. And finally we have commission. His annual turnover given in the problem is 10 lakh, and he is entitled to a commission of 1%. Remember, that's for full year because relevant period is 12 months. So commission amount would work out to 10,000 rupees. So if you see over here, salary for HRA was basic, DA and commission. But we have included Dearness Pay as well. Because in the earlier sessions I have mentioned, there is no difference between Dearness Allowance and Dearness Pay. But to be included over here, it must be given under terms of employment, and 250 rupees worth dearness pay per month, 200 is included for retirement benefits. So you have taken this particular value here. So total salary for the relevant period would work out to 2,45,680. This will be salary for relevant period. In this problem, relevant period is 12 months. Relevant period is 12 months. So what we will do is, we will do little calculation. Let's move to the third thing, because we need to take into account excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. All these calculations are very much needed, and it is given that Mr. Vinay was a manager in a company in Delhi. So we are going to take 50% of salary for our calculation. So over here we take, right, excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Now how do you calculate this? How much is the rent paid given? I record over here, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Now Mr. Vinay has paid a rent of rupees 4,500. So 4,500 into 12 minus 10% of 2,45,680. So 4,500 into 12 will give you 54,000 minus 24,568, which would be 10% of this salary. And this number works out to 29,432. 29,432 will be the value. Alright, so we have ready numbers available. Now I can prepare the format. I will record here. Computation of taxable HRA. Computation of taxable HRA. I prepare two amount columns. Taxable HRA. I write HRA amount received. HRA amount received. So house rent allowance amount received will be, the HRA received per month is 3,800. So 3,800 into 12. 3,800 into 12, which will work out to 45,600. 45,600. Then I write less exempt under section 10 subsection 13a. Least of the following. Least of the following. So first I can write HRA received for the relevant period. HRA received for the relevant period. Now in this problem, relevant period is 12 months. 12 months. So whatever is the HRA received for the year, that itself will be the HRA for the relevant period. So it will be 45,600. Then I record excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Over 10% of salary. We don't have to do any calculation. We have already calculated. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary is 29,432. And the third criteria, Mr. Vinay is a manager in Delhi, so we need to take 50% of salary. 50% of salary. So if you want, you can calculate here as the fourth note, 50% of salary. We can do that. 50% of salary is equal to, you can just take this number, 2,45,680 into 50%. So exactly half of that would be 1,22,840. 1,22,840. So you can record it here, 1,22,840. So among the three criteria, whichever is less. Remember, we are using 50% because Vinay is a manager in Delhi, so definitely his accommodation is provided in Delhi. So 50%, 1,22,840. And among the three criteria, we see 29,432 is the least. 29,432 will be the exempt amount. Therefore, taxable HRA would work out to 16,188. 16,188. So I'll go through that. Relevant period in this problem is 12 months because it doesn't shift to his own house. It's not given anywhere in the problem. Salary for HRA is same as for employee not covered under payment of gratuity act. Basic DA commission, DA with condition. Commission if percentage of turnover is given. Then in this problem, apart from DA, Dearness Pay is also given, which is 250 per month, and it's given that 200 is under terms of employment. So that is included in the meaning of salary, 200 per month. Basic is 18,000 into 12, relevant period, 200 into 12, relevant period. DA is 20% of basic. Basic is 2,16,000, 20% of that. And only 40% is given under terms of employment or include for retirement benefits. So when you calculate, you get 17,280. Commission is turnover for the year is given 10 lakh. And relevant period is also full year. So 1% commission on 10 lakh worth turnover is 10,000. So total salary for relevant period is 2,45,680. If you want, you can calculate this number right here. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. So rent paid. He pays a rent of 4,500 each month. So for a period of 12 months, he pays 54,000 in all. Over 10% of salary. Salary is 2,45,680. 10% of 2,45,680 is 24,568. So if I deduct 54 minus 24,568, right? 29,432. Also, you can take 50% of salary. Since we are talking about a metro city, Delhi, salary is 2,45,680. 50% of that will be 1,22,840. So that number is also written here. So prepare the format. HRA amount received. He receives HRA of 3,800 for the year. So that works out to 45,600. Exempt under section 10, subsection 13A, list of the following. HRA received for the relevant period. Same number. Since the relevant period is same as the HRA received, so 45,600. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary already calculated here. 50% of salary already calculated here. So among the three criteria, whichever is less will be exempt. So 29,432 will be exempt. Therefore, taxable HRA is 16,188. I hope this problem is clear. Let's look at the next problem on house rent allowance. Mr. Veeresh is employed in a limited company at Bhopal and his basic salary was rupees 25,000 per month as on 31st March 2020, and he receives Dearness Allowance at 30% of salary, Dearness Pay at rupees 300 per month, and HRA at rupees 7,500 per month. His annual increment of rupees 800 falls due on 1st of December each year. 20% of DA and 40% of DP, that is Dearness Pay, is paid under the terms of employment. Mr. Veeresh did not pay rent for the house in which he lived till 31st of August 2019 as he was residing with his uncle. On 1/9/2019, that is on 1st September 19, he shifted to a rented house for which he paid a rent of rupees 7,900 per month. We need to find out his taxable HRA for the previous year 1920. Now, this is a very interesting problem in the sense from the month of April to the month of August, Mr. Veeresh resides with his uncle. He does not pay rent at all. Remember, we talk about the concept of relevant period, and relevant period means period of stay in a rented house. So we cannot count the months from April to August as relevant period. So since on September 1st he is shifting to a rented house, September 2019 to March 2020 will be the relevant period in this particular problem. That's one point. Second point is regarding dearness allowance. As we are aware, only which is given under terms of employment will be included. But along with that, we also have dearness pay. Dearness pay, a portion of it is also included under the terms of employment. So that part will be included in the meaning of salary. Then there is no mention of commission in this particular problem. So basic, dearness allowance portion given under terms of employment and dearness pay will form a part of the meaning of salary as far as this problem is concerned. So first what we will do is we will record some notes, very important notes that are required in this particular problem. So I record note 1. Period of stay in a rented house. Period of stay in a rented house is from 1st September 19 to 31st March 20. Because prior to 1st September 19, he stays at his uncle's residence and he does not pay rent. So that cannot be considered as a a place where it doesn't pay rent will not be considered for the purpose of exemption of HRA. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So relevant period in the problem is only 7 months. Because we exclude April, May, June, July and August. Though he doesn't stay in his own house, he stays in his relative's house, but he has not paid rent at all. The second important aspect that we will consider is salary for HRA. Salary for HRA will include basic plus DA provided conditions are satisfied. Taking this problem into account, we have dearness pay again based on the conditions and if commission is given, and that too as a percentage of turnover. As a percentage of turnover. We will have a look at that particular concept now. Now as far as basic is concerned, let's look at very important point now. He is receiving an increment of rupees 800 from the month of December. From the month of December he is receiving increment. So December, January, February and March. His basic pay is given to us in the problem. So first part will be without increment. Without increment, if you are going beyond December, without increment. And remember his period, relevant period is 7 months. So December month he receives increment of 800 and his basic salary given is 25,000. So December, January, February, March. So 4 months is with increment and the earlier 3 months is without increment of rupees 800. So when I say earlier 3 months, we take November, October and September. So September to November. September to November you can take, and that will be 25,000 minus 800 into 3. This is only 3 months. So without increment, basic portion would work out to 72,600. 72,600. Then the next part is with increment. 4 months will be with increment. So I will record over here 4. This is 3. I will record over here 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7 months, relevant period. And we have from December to March. December to March. So it is 25,000 into 4, which will work out to 1 lakh. So basic would be 1,72,600 rupees. That will be the basic amount. Then we have DA. Now DA is clearly given. DA is given that it is 30% is included for 30% of basic is DA. So I take 1,72,600 and 30% of basic is DA. This is DA. And of this, 20% is included for retirement benefits. So 30% is the DA amount and 20% is included for retirement benefit. The number works out to 10,350. You can calculate that. 30% of 1,72,600 is DA and 20% is included for retirement benefits. It works out to 10,356. Then we have Dearness Pay. Dearness Pay, it's given that 300 rupees per month, but of that 40% is included for retirement benefits. So first I will take 300 into 7. This is Dearness Pay. And in that 40% is included for retirement benefits or given under the terms of employment. So 300 into 7 into 40% would work out to 840. 840. So total salary would be 1,83,790. Let's check. 5 plus 4 is 9, 6, 9, 8, 17, 3. Yeah, 1,83,790. Therefore, salary for 7 months. Now I'm writing 7 months because 7 months is the relevant period in this particular problem. Because 5 months he stays in his uncle's residence where he does not pay rent at all. So let's proceed now. Now there is, he stays in Bhopal. So as far as Bhopal is concerned, remember it is not a metro city, it's a non-metro city. So 40% of salary will be considered. We can take another note as well where we can calculate excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. So is equal to. Now, Viresh is paying a rent of rupees 7,900 rupees. That is from 1st September. That is for 7 months minus 10% of salary. Salary is 1,83,790. So 7,900 into 7 minus 10% of 1,83,790 is 18,379. So when you deduct, you get a value 36,920. You can calculate this number. You get 36,920. So ready numbers are available. We can now prepare the format. So you can write computation of taxable HRA. Computation of taxable HRA. We take HRA received. House rent allowance received. House rent allowance received for the year is 7,500 per month. So 7,500 into 12. Which works out to around 90,000. Which works out to around 90,000. So I record 90,000 in the outer column. 90,000. So it is 7,500 into 12. Then I write less exempt under section 10 subsection 13a. List of the following. List of the following. The first one would be HRA received for the relevant period. HRA received for 7 months. 7 months is relevant period in this problem. So you get 7,500 into 7. 7,500 into 7 would work out to 52,500. It would work out to 52,500. Then next is excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Over 10% of salary. We have already calculated that number. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary works out to 36,920. 36,920. And since Bhopal is a non-metro city, it is 40% of salary. 40% of salary. So we have salary is 1,83,790 into 40%. 1,83,790 into 40% would work out to 73,518. 73,518. So among the three criterias we see 36,920 is the least. So 36,920 is the least. So that will be exempt. Therefore, taxable HRA would be 53,080. Would be 53,080. So let's understand. Important problem. Viresh resides with his uncle till 31st of August. Then he shifts to residence rented house from September 1st onwards. So period of stay in rented house actually starts from 1st of September when he moves to the rented house. So 1st September to 31st of March 20 is only 7 months, and that is the relevant period. Now what is the meaning of salary for HRA? We have basic plus DA with condition. Here Dearness Pay is also given. If it is given, take it, provided it is given with condition, and commission as a percentage of turnover. Now, there is an increment that he receives rupees 800 from the month of December onwards. So that 800 is included in this because it's given salary for March 2020 is 25,000. So December to March 25,000, December, January, February, March into 4 will give you 1 lakh. That is with increment. If I go back without increment, it would be minus 800. That would be 24,300. 24,200 will be the number. So 24,200 for September, October, November. That is only 3 months because 3 plus 4, only 7 months is relevant period. So 70 to 600. So total basic would be 1,70,000 to 600. DA is 30% of basic. And in that DA, 20% is included for retirement benefits. So take only 20% of this value. So 10,350. Dearness Pay is rupees 300 per month. So take 300 into relevant period 7 months, and 40% is included for retirement benefits. So 40% of 2,100 is 840 rupees. Therefore, salary for relevant period 7 months works out to 1,83,790. Then I can take this particular criteria: excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Viresh is paying a rent of 7,900 for 7 months minus 10% of salary. So if we deduct these numbers, you get 36,920. Then we prepare the format: computation of taxable HRA. HRA received is 7,500 per month and it is received for full year. So 90,000. But exemption will be available only for the relevant period. Remember, for 7 months. So 7,500 into 7 is 52,500. Excess of rent paid over 10% of salary is calculated right here. Then, since Bhopal, where Viresh's rental accommodation is based, is a non-metro city, we take 40% of salary. So we take 40% of this 1,83,790 into 40 works out to 73,518, and we see as per section 10 subsection 13a, 36,920 is the least. So I write in the outer column. So 36,920 is exempt, 90,000 minus 36,920, 53,080 will be taxable HRA. So this brings us to the concept, completion of the concept of HRA. Hope the concept is very, very clear to all of them. Thank you.